David Menzies for Rebel News here at the corner of Dundas and Broadview in Toronto. Quite literally the scene of the crime. More on that later. But I think I speak for millions of Canadians when I say it is outrageous and egregious, the sort of justice system we have under the Liberals these days. It's catch and release, namely the cops arrest offenders, including dangerous offenders, and what happens? Days or even hours later, they are released. In fact, it's like a catch and release kind of program. But what happens when the police themselves are operating in catch and release mode, that they're not even waiting for the courts to release these people back into the community? And the reason why we're here is that several days ago, there was a person at this corner, and his video image was caught by the surveillance cameras at this wonderful shop called E-Gears Bikes. And it was amazing. He was assembling a rifle in broad daylight. Here, check it out.
It was just after 8:30 Wednesday morning when a man appears to find a disassembled gun on the northeast corner of Broadview Avenue and Dundas Street. Security video shows him immediately attempt to try and put it together. Videos, you can see the man try vigorously to put the gun together while people walk by, including children. When officers arrived, they handcuffed the man who was complying with every instruction. They found the rifle in pieces and inoperable and placed the parts on the hood of the police car. 12 minutes later, he's uncuffed, uncharged, and free to go.
Now, as you can imagine, especially with the way the world is these days, so many people were concerned, and they put in 911 calls to the police. The police came. They initially arrested the man, but then they simply confiscated the firearm for destruction and did not charge that individual. And it is incredible, folks, because I spoke to our resident gun expert, that would be Ron Craig, and I said, if that was a law-abiding gun owner out in broad daylight with a weapon, what would happen? Well, 5 things would happen. Number 1, the gun would be seized. Number 2, you would be charged with several firearms offenses. Number 3, your home would be raided and any arms there would be confiscated. Number 4, your firearm license would be immediately revoked, and you would be banned also from owning firearms for at least 5 years, and expect 6 figures worth of legal fees as your case goes through the courts. But this guy, nothing to see here, folks. Move along. Well, I'm with Jay Bannister. Jay is a former Toronto police officer. He now runs Mad Lab Press, an incredible portal. I suggest you check out Jay's photos.
I'm at a loss for words that he was actually let go. The guy's assembling a rifle on a public street. And you're right when you say that if it was anybody else, like a legal gun owner, he would be taken down with extreme prejudice. Let me tell you that.
It's amazing, and yet I guess if we believe the Carney Liberals narrative, the real issue in Canada is law-abiding, tax-paying citizens. You know, let's go after those duck hunters in Saskatchewan. That's the real clear and present danger, right?
That's the way it seems to me. And when I was a police officer, I used to run part of the gun registry and gun buyback program at 53 Division. And the amount of guns that we were getting in and the amount of checks that we would have to go through for legal gun owners, it was a ton of paperwork. And for a person to come on a public street carrying a firearm and assembling it in front of the public, it just it doesn't sit right with me at all.
Allegedly, this person, he's a panhandler. He's known to have violent outbursts, which again is a little scary that he's got a firearm in his possession. But allegedly, he got the firearm out of a dumpster. It was in parts. He was trying to assemble it. I don't know what he was going to do with it at 8:20 in the morning had he been successful and had he some ammunition. But the police said they were going to destroy the firearm. Now, Jay, you've forgotten more about policing than I'm ever going to learn, but, I am a forensic files fan. Wouldn't the first thing be to send this to forensics, to send this to ballistics? Because what if this was a firearm that was thrown in the dumpster by somebody that did something nefarious with it and just hoping it's going to end up in landfill? Maybe this is the missing piece to an unsolved crime?
Well, I also used to work in forensics, and that gun could have been used in the commission of a crime. It could have been used in a homicide. Could have been used in anything. And I'd like to know if they've actually checked for the serial number, whether the serial number has been taken off or not, and who actually owns that firearm.
Yeah.
And if they actually find out who owns that firearm, that person should be charged.
It is unbelievable. So, Jay, what's the unspoken strategy here? Why did that vagrant get to walk, whereas if it was a guy like me or you, as Ron Craig said, we might be put into bankruptcy fighting the criminal charges just for having a gun in public where it should not be?
Well, you came out of your own mouth, David. He was a vagrant, they said, and he was homeless. So that's the only reason why, in my opinion, that they haven't proceeded with any charges against this gentleman or anything else like that, because he is homeless and he's not a registered gun owner.
Unbelievable. And in the department of what can you do for an encore on this file? Well, just the other day here in Toronto at a demonstration, there was a man seen carrying a hatchet. A hatchet is a sort of a soft descriptor for it. It looks like an all-out axe. Check out this photo. And the police were called. And at first they arrested him. And then they took the cuffs off, did not press charges, and gave him his hatchet back because he said it's only for chopping wood for his ceremonial fire. He's allegedly Native. Jay, is this how it works right now? It depends on identity politics whether you're going to get charged with a weapons offense or not?
Yes, that's actually the way it is within the Toronto Police. And I remember it had to have been 10 years ago. I pulled over a car with a Sikh gentleman inside, and he was wearing a big knife on him, which in terms of the police and the law is illegal in the sense of how big it was. But I was told to leave it alone. And he was allowed to possess that knife and actually wear that knife.
I'm surprised you weren't taken to the Ontario Human Rights Tribunal, and I'm not kidding here. So I guess what have we learned, Jay? If you want to walk the streets of Hogtown weaponized, be it a gun or a hatchet, I guess if you're pulled over by the boys in blue, just say, I am a member of X group, and no charges will be filed. You'll be on your way.
Well, either that, or you could walk around looking homeless and carry a weapon, and you have nothing to worry about.
It's unbelievable. I can't believe what's happened to the streets of my beloved birthplace. I really don't recognize this city anymore. And really, I get those members of law enforcement saying we have to tighten up bail and probation. I know the leader of the Conservative Party, Pierre Poilievre, he has a plank called jail and not bail. It is a serious problem. But when the police themselves are making decisions who to charge and who to turn a blind eye to, that is a big problem. For Rebel News, I'm David Menzies. Hey folks, I know you love it when Rebel News tells you the other side of the story, but here's the thing, we do need your help. Unlike the trained seals in the mainstream media, we don't get a nickel's worth of Liberal Party of Canada taxpayer funding. So here's where you come in. Can you please go to rebelfieldreports.com? That's rebelfieldreports.com. And if you're able to, kindly make a donation so that Rebel News can continue to bring you the other side of the story.